business advisor and supply chain expert, and welcome to my podcast, The Morning Mood. I am back for another episode of Freedom Friday with Tiana Simmons. And
Hello.
today, yes, we had some internet problems last week, but we're back at it. So today we are talking about authenticity, which we have been super authentic all day, every day, but today especially. And this is something that's near and dear to Tiana. Well, I won't speak for Tiana. I'm going to speak to myself because for a big portion of my life, people have told me to be somebody I'm not. And
Mm,
a
mm.
lot of that I took a while to learn was really about their BS, not my BS, and probably actually just doing myself a disservice by even attempting. What do you think?
I'm aligned there. Typically, we grow up with other people's dreams for ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
are taught how to act, how many times how to show up in the world,
Yeah,
and uh, as we walk through it ourselves, uh, we learn that doesn't necessarily always match who we want to be,
that's true.
um, or the time period of having
The
to
time
shift.
period.
I'm like,
No,
honestly,
valid. We're going to dig in on that one for a sec, but go ahead. Finish your thought.
I mean, no, honestly, my grandmother was a huge part of raising me, right?
Yeah.
And being from a British island,
Yeah.
the proper ways and how the cutlery is set, how you to sit at the table to drink the tea, and the Lord have mercy, right?
Yeah.
But it, even though it may instill some values, you got to understand where we are in time and in place,
Yeah.
and it
And how
makes
that did. Yeah.
it so that you can show up truly as yourself in the
Yes.
community that you're now building. You may have this at
Yeah.
home, but here's the community you're now building,
Yep.
and you got to be present and you got to be
Yeah.
you.
You
So,
got to be
yeah.
authentic. Yeah. Yep, I agree. And I think, a lot of the things that I've heard, and a little bit what we always hear, and I think this applies a little bit to what we're talking about here as well, is your greatest asset is your greatest weakness. Achilles heel, right? So there's a little bit of, when we talk about authenticity and being yourself, there is a balancing act, right? Because you can go too far, and this is by no way saying to rein yourself in, but I have seen people just be extra just to be extra.
That part,
And that's
that
not
part.
authenticity. Like I want to draw a line between that because that is something I see a lot of is people just being like extra. And they're like, but I'm being my authentic self. I'm like,
No,
no,
you're not.
you are
No, you're not.
actually a totally different person. Like, have you seen that? What do you think about that?
I've seen people. It's a choice. Like, I'm gonna show up in a way that I believe people want to see, and that
Yes.
for me is the I mean, the best way, the fakest self. If that's what you
Yeah.
want to be, that's your
Right.
fakest
The
self,
fake
right?
authentic. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And wanting to use buzzwords because they
Oh,
come out
that's the other
saying
one.
that's an authentic self because they hear people saying it now,
Yes.
versus, once again, it's an act. They're putting on a show.
There is a
When
show.
when in reality, like, I give all credit to you for, like, yo, this is who I am. I'm showing up this way every day. You're gonna get it. If you don't like it, then turn the channel.
Yeah,
If But I am who I
but
am,
this is
and
it.
this is it. It's
Yeah,
just
and
it.
there is so a couple things I want to touch on here is I want to talk a little bit. I want to just because we live in the world of filters, right? When we're talking about authenticity, I'm not talking about do you wear makeup or not, because I know I made a big point about not wearing makeup on this podcast, mostly because I don't feel like doing makeup for 20 minutes. Like that's just it. It's a time thing. I have
Mhm.
drawers of makeup. I love makeup. I love hair products. I love fashion. I love high heel shoes. So authenticity for me is not, I'm not talking about did you do your hair or not? Do you wear makeup or not? Do you have fake
Right.
lashes? I'm not talking about that. It's a deeper thing. You can have all the makeup in the world. I mean, Dolly Parton, I think, is a perfect example of a totally authentic person who is
Come
completely
on.
made up every day.
Come on.
But it didn't change who she is as a person. So I just want to clarify that because for the people out there who are living in social media land who are like, well, I don't use filters, so I'm authentic. No, that's not
No.
what we're talking about. You can be as raw as you want to be unfiltered, but that does not mean you're being authentic. So I do want to talk about that a little bit. But it's something that's deeper that comes from a strength. And I will say, as someone who's been continually to step into their authenticity, it is
Mhm.
incredibly freeing, and hence the Freedom
I
podcast.
think no, absolutely, but I think it's the how do I compare to others?
Mhm.
That is what causes most of the
Yes.
inauthenticity that I've seen is because you're trying to live up to some expectation, either
Yeah.
one that you set for yourself or somebody else has tried to impart upon you.
Yeah.
So if you're constantly in the state of how do I compare, there's no way that you're going to have any path to your power or your freedom because
Yes.
you're caring about the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I mentioned in a previous podcast, there's a book that I've read that I like a lot that's called "The Courage to Be Disliked." That is a Zen philosophy book, kind of based on a Zen philosophy sort of style, that talks about being authentic and that there is a price of that.
Oh, without question. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing: if you are willing to not live up to societal norms and
Hmm.
truly be yourself, you are constantly in a state of judgment of others. But do you
Yeah.
care? The part is, do you
Yeah.
hold
And I
on
think
to that
the caring part. Yeah. Right.
that part?
And I think
And
that's where we start to get challenged, right? Is it's easy to stand for something when everybody's around you, but it's when you start to get a little opposition where people are like, and this is generally where it happens, where we start to see. So I want to kind of talk people through this a little bit because if you're out there on your own authenticity journey, I want you to
yeah,
know that you're going to bump into these things, and maybe Tiana, I can help you figure out how to deal with it.
come on.
Is that people are going to hate on you about it because it starts to reflect them.
That's a word right there. That's a word right there.
Yep.
People getting angered because you
The
are doing
reflection
what
change.
they want to do
Yeah.
and
The
just can't.
reflection changes is what happens. So when you were same, they saw same, right? And they're like,
Mhm,
"Oh, that makes
mhm.
sense to me. I recognize this. This works. We're same." When you start to shift, grow,
Yes.
say, "No, I don't want that. I don't like that. No, thank you. I don't agree with that." There, you're not same anymore. The reflection has changed. And so people will, so that's number one. That's been my experience is that as you step
Yep,
into this authentic self and you start to say no,
yep.
or I disagree. And it's even no. Sometimes it's like, well, I don't agree with that. That in itself can cause a problem.
Yes, yes. But even though
Mhm.
it can cause a problem, it gives you power.
It does, and what it gives you, for me, when I started saying that,
Mhm.
one, the world didn't stop spinning.
It
All right,
didn't.
so for all
It
my
didn't.
itty bitties starting out on the journey, let me tell you this: the world does not stop spinning. I
No.
really thought it was for a long time that if I finally said no, that the world would stop spinning. It did not stop spinning.
No.
Um, it
No.
didn't. But once I realized that, then like to your point, it was more and more powerful, feeling like I was making more and more decisions for myself.
Mhm.
Yep. So
And you
mhm.
also start to see that majority of people don't care because you carry that. Like if I say the no or if I don't do it as they expect, it's going to blow up and now I'm going to be ostracized from the world. And then when you finally do it, it's like, all right, what she's
And the
chosen.
and the best one for me has been, and this doesn't happen all the time, but I'd say a large majority of the time is the time by the time I finally was like, "Hey, no, enough." Like people were like, "Oh yeah, that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't alone. I was not alone. Other people were having an issue with this.
And that's you always find that you're never alone.
You're never alone. This is true.
But it could be the community that you have chosen to be in. Once you step
Mhm.
outside of it, it's like, oh sugar, there's a whole other world out here that makes sense to me.
That makes sense to you. That's the other piece is that when you become more authentic, the
Yes.
things that you do, the things that you experience, it all you're not bewildered as much. Like I remember constant like that didn't feel right. Like whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was, it
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't quite right. And a lot of
Yep.
that is because I was doing something from an inauthentic place.
That realization is probably, I would say for me, one of the most freeing moments.
Mhm.
Of course, the next step of that, of now claiming it
Yeah.
and actually taking action, is what
Mhm.
then really breaks through.
Yeah.
And not having to live in that questionable state anymore
Mhm.
makes things, I don't know, for me, it was just an ease because I
Mhm.
was living in a dis-ease. Now living in ease just changes changed the way I can actually move in the world.
Yep.
Um, that I wish for everybody. So for those who are really challenged with it, like there's actually sunshine. There's actually gold at the end
On the other
once you
side.
walk through it. Yeah.
And
Yep.
you touched on it. That word that you used explained it perfectly. It was a feeling of dis-ease. I don't even know if that's a real word, but that's what it
It's
is. Like it's not bad. It's
mhm,
just
mhm.
not right. Like it's
No.
dis-ease. It's exactly what it feels like. And the other thing I want people to know this is that once you start to step into your authenticity,
Yeah.
lots of us walk into this world, right? And we're like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to go here. And
Yes.
we have goals, right? We got the checklist, right? That checklist is
Yes.
almost always created by somebody else, right? My checklist, if I had the checklist that my family tried to give to me, let me tell you something. That's a whole, you wouldn't even know that
We
person.
probably wouldn't be having this conversation
We
together
would,
right
she is a whole other person. Thankfully we didn't do that. Um, but we do kind of go with these expectations, right? Like this is what my job is going to be, this is what my career is going to be, etc. When you step into this authenticity, you have to be open to the fact that you may end up someplace you didn't think you were going to be.
now. Correct. Oh.
You may not, you may have been like indoctrinated into that you were going to be a doctor and that's what you were going to do, and you went and you became a
Yep.
pediatrician, and
Yep.
god damn it, you're a damn good chef,
Yep.
right? And that's what you love. And I think that's the other thing that you will know when you're stepping into your authenticity is that you will start enjoying the things that you're doing. I don't want to say you will start doing the things you enjoy because that's not actually what happens. It
No.
actually the end product is you're doing things that you enjoy because you're stepping into the authenticity. And you
That
will
part.
notice without ever consciously doing it that you're doing
Mhm.
something that you have fun doing.
And you're okay with the imperfection of it. You're
Right.
okay with finding the cracks and are
It's not
like,
performative. That's
correct,
it. It's not performative.
correct.
That's it. Because when something's
That's
performative, you're right. You're so focused on, is my grass the greenest? Is my
yes,
house the tallest? Is my car the shiniest? Like
correct.
you're right. And people walk around. I think we cracked it. We cracked the
It's
code Because there's a difference between being performative and being
Yes,
authentic.
correct, correct. And you are able to, the way I look at it, if you're not focused on that performative, that perfection, you are okay with almost like that light shining through the cracks, like
Yeah,
the rose coming out of the sidewalk. You are
yeah,
okay with the beauty
of
that
the imperfection of
comes.
it. Yeah,
Yes. And in that way, nothing's controlling you, or you're not trying to control a situation.
it's
It is just lived.
ah,
You are actually living.
and you can
Imagine.
enjoy it because it's not a performance, right? Because you're like, "All right, so I got a brown spot in the grass. I got a great dog, and I love my dog. She makes brown spots."
Yes.
Right?
And
So
it
that's
is.
way different than and I'm using this as an example because I've lived both lives. That's a whole lot different than, "There's another goddamn brown spot in the yard. Now we gotta
Mhm.
go get blah, blah, blah to, like, get the brown spot, because the neighbors are gonna see the brown spot, da, 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 da." Nobody gives a shit about the brown spot. The dog had to pee.
That part. Or
Yes.
it's I've got to get every item from Pier 1 and make sure it's nicely placed throughout my home versus,
Yes.
all right, it's going to be that frame picture right there. It's going to be an art piece that I actually make because I actually enjoy
Yeah.
putting things together. It's going to be
Yeah.
a puzzle that I
Yeah.
took the time, 1,000 pieces to do, and I framed it. It does not
Yeah.
have to be
It's
a
not a Monet.
fancy
We are not
canvas.
selling it at Christie's, but you love it. Yeah.
I
And,
love it.
so you love it.
Yes,
And so
yes,
as we're headed towards the end of our podcast here, what we're getting into, and I want to make sure that we leave everybody with this, is that when you start, it's baby steps, right?
correct.
It's baby
Yep.
steps. You don't just pop out and shed all of that, the varnishes and the paints of society. It takes time.
Yeah.
Um, so be graceful with yourself about it when you get
Mhm,
there.
mhm.
There is a price. You will lose people as part of this process.
Yes. And it's okay because then you will also, it gives you space to gain those who are supposed to be a part of your life.
Yes. If you're spending lots of time maintaining these heavy relationships,
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
you got to take a look at it.
It actually eats your soul.
It does.
It takes away, it's more energy actually to
It
maintain a
is to
relationship.
be inauthentic. It is
Correct.
to maintain the facade. It
Yep.
is. It
Yep.
totally is. And to our itty bitties out there who are just, starting out, a lot
Mhm.
of this won't make a whole bunch of sense,
You may
for
have to come
the
back.
next
You gotta come back.
20 years or so, but we're planting a seed and it's gonna be there when you need it. It's gonna bloom.
Yes. Yes.
When your soil is fertile enough, you'll hear this. But I want you to hear, because I know this is when our younger is when we're most susceptible to this, guy, because it's when you and I
Yep.
were most sucked into this. As you get older, you care about this stuff less. And it's important for you to try to check in with people who are a little bit ahead of you. And I'm going to give you an example. At the salon this past weekend, right? Woman is spun up because her nails are coming undone. She can't pay her cell phone bill.
And she said the nail shop?
Right.
Like
So,
that.
and
Mm,
it wasn't, and this isn't a conversation about money. Like, this isn't about her
mm-mm.
money situation or anything like
Choices.
that.
It's choices.
No, this was the fact that she was so upset that her nails were not going to be on fleck for whatever she needed, whatever, that she was
Right.
willing to, like, put herself in more jeopardy
Yeah.
because she just simply couldn't have natural nails. And just accept that that's how your hands look. Like, I'm so that's just it. Like, I whatever it yeah, I mean, I've I've got some paws. They're extra larges.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
they got big hands. But and it's so I want to make sure that it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about her life choices. It wasn't about any of those things. What it
Yeah.
was is that she was personally so torn up about the fact that her nails did not look right. She couldn't get past it.
Oh, I just wanna hug her. Like,
I
I'm like,
did. I wanted to just hug her and be like, "No one gives a shit about the nails, babe. They really don't. They
not a
really
bit,
don't. They
not a
really
bit.
don't. Let them go." But it's just a small example, and I use it as an example. It's a superficial example. It's something that's out there, but
But it's
something that,
real.
when I was younger was something that I would have done or did do,
Mhm.
right? Where I
Mhm.
was like,
Mhm.
mine was tanning beds, but we all have our vices. Um,
But yeah, no, it's what sits with me is how something in the grand scheme of things is so minute
yes,
can cause someone to
so much.
have a I can just see it. It's like almost an out of body experience
It really was
over the most basic of things. But that's also
insignificant.
someone
Yeah,
who may it's also for me, I sit in, is this someone that's actually really experienced the what I call the ups and downs of life? To
yeah,
be
the
that
authenticity.
focused on this, because there's going to come a time where something real is going to impact her that she will shock herself that that actually bothered her. So I'm here already thinking about what that is for her, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to help you now.
I did like, I really wanted to, but she couldn't hear the message. I knew she couldn't hear the
Yep,
message. Like, there was no way I
yep,
was gonna make a breakthrough in the nail salon. Like,
yeah,
we moved past that. But it was just sort of heartbreaking just to hear it and know where that was coming from. And
yeah,
know, sitting there, have been there, have felt what she was feeling,
yep,
have
yep,
really believed that if I had just got my nails perfect, that I would finally feel good about myself,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and actually didn't even know that, right? I just knew that if I
Mhm,
finally would get my nails perfect, that maybe somebody would think I was enough. I,
mhm, mhm.
and that was really it, right? That I would finally
Yeah,
be enough because my nails were the right color red or whatever. But so I
correct.
felt what she was feeling, and I knew where it was coming from.
That's hard for me, right?
Mhm.
It's hard for me more because um I guess I've lived a life of, yo, do you. Like, really do you.
Yeah,
And when I've seen that in others, it's really heartbreaking for me. It really is.
it
Cause
is.
I'm like,
And I feel it because I've been there. Like, I had to learn it, so I know, I feel the
yeah,
feelings. I know,
yeah.
and I know, like, on the other side of that is it was never about the nails, babe.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's deeper because there's a uh many times that I've seen it, experienced it, it has been more or less the fit in, which
Yeah,
you
it's
had
the fit
mentioned.
in. I need to
It's
fit
the
in. I
fit
have
in.
to
I
fit
need
in. I
to
have to
fit
fit
in.
in. Yep.
And when you work so hard to fit in,
No,
uh if we take a step back, it's you have a there's a fear
there's a
that
fear.
you are trying to um work that you're trying to work through. But
Yeah.
when you're so focused on that fear, it leaves you with a hole because you lack the curiosity to be stronger than the fear.
Yeah.
You lack the what would happen if I didn't have my nails done?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would happen if I chose forget this, I'm not going to dress like everybody else.
Yep.
I'm not going to you
I'm gonna
lose that
do what feels
curiosity.
good, that resonates with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to stay away from what feels good because sometimes what resonates with us doesn't necessarily feel good.
Oh,
I mean, I just like
the
4
truth.
inch
That's the
stilettos come
truth.
to mind. I'm just gonna say, yeah. I just yeah, so it's not always about yeah, sometimes what resonates with us does not. And that's okay. You can still love it and it's still authentic. Don't let that shut you down.
Correct. Correct. Do
Little
you.
toe
Once
pain.
again, do you.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's why I want to stay away from feels good because sometimes it doesn't actually feel good, but it resonates. All right. Well, that
Love it.
is Tiana and I for this Friday on authenticity. I don't think you can get more two authentic people in the whole wide world than right here. So that's your weekly dose. And we will see you again next Friday for our next topic, which we're going to figure that out later.
That that's it.
That's it.
Authentically us.
Uh, Chat soon.
Bye bye.